it's when you're growing up and you're a super sensitive kid, which is not supposed to be a good thing, especially if you're a boy in the 60s in the South. It's if you're a super sensitive kid, creative, artistic, empathic, connected, desiring a strong connection, and you're not getting that connection in the household, then you start cultivating this subconscious energy where you want this thing you're not getting, but you don't know how you're going to get it. And just quickly, every job I got growing up, I would always attract authority figures, usually women, that you could not please. And some men too, but it was mostly women because I had not processed that no-win situation.
Yeah.
So, and I was working hard, but not getting paid what everybody else was. I was winning awards left and right for a job well done and still not making what everybody else did.
Yeah.
And the other people could come in late, take extended lunches, screw the boss
They
in
had
the
a lot
back
of
room.
flexibility. Yeah.
There were never consequences for them. But if I had to ask to leave 30 minutes one day to go to the dentist before they closed after work, then I got screamed at. So it kept repeating and repeating and repeating. So the good kid syndrome is about identifying what it is that you started cultivating.
So you're identifying your pattern.
The subconscious patterns as a kid, and that you will carry into your adulthood until you become aware of it.
So you don't know what you don't know, but once you're aware of it, you acknowledge it, you can resolve it.
Yeah.
You can reframe it and make it positive for yourself. In my case, it was more male. You know, I kept trying to, because I had 3 other siblings. So of course, you know, he would be raging, like a rageaholic.
Your dad.
My dad was like a rageaholic. And, you know, because he went through the Second World War. We suspect he had PTSD.
Yeah.
You know, but never diagnosed.
And that's an era when you don't talk about anything, especially to your kids.
Absolutely not. We never talked to him. It's like, don't speak unless you're spoken to. You know that. And then I remember having to just do I did everybody's chores. If they didn't want to do their chores, I did their chores. If they didn't want to do, no matter what it was, I did it from morning until night so that I could keep the peace. So I was the peacemaker.
Yeah.
So they would fight, they would make a mess, but I would be the peacemaker. So as I got older, a lot of my bosses were men. Authority figures. I excelled in a lot of things that I did, but in the end, I always hit that ceiling. I always hit that, you know, other people took credit for my work, but it wasn't me. I never got the reward that I wanted because I wasn't able to acknowledge what was going on. So I was kind of a ghost. Like you disappear, right? You become the ghost.
You do. And the ghost wants to be seen, wants to be heard, and wants the connection. And at the same time, we don't want to be seen. We don't want attention, and we don't want the connection, because if the authority, the parent or the boss gives us attention for something, then it could innocently, by accident, which is why we play small, take away from somebody else who was doing a good job. Okay, so it perpetuates a no-win situation.
So I have a question for you. So let's say, you bring up a very good point. What if you did get it? So think back in your career when you did get attention. How did you respond initially? When you did get attention, you go, "Oh, Eddie, blah 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 blah."
I was embarrassed.
Oh, okay.
I was embarrassed. Now,
did you try to push off that attention to somebody else?
Oh, always. I included everybody in the room.
Oh, me, I do the same thing.
And it's to blend in.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I consciously knew that those awards and accolades were well deserved.
Yes.
And that you were also never to receive them in a way where it could be interpreted as you deserved it.
How
no-win situation?
Well, it's the irrational thought. You know, as we grow up, we develop these irrational thoughts. And regardless, unless they're aired out and
come into the light.
Yes, exactly. Unless it's aired out and you see it for what it is, an irrational thought, it's always there. It just can't go away. It's the irrational thought.
Yeah, and our show next week is going to talk in depth about aspects of this. But we're going back to childhood because from conception to your 7th birthday, your brain is developing. You're a byproduct of the atmosphere you're born into and the behaviors of the parents and the other authority figures and the community that you grow up in, and there's a lot of irrational thoughts as your brain is developing. That's what we're talking about. Your conscious thinking mind, we're intelligent enough to know that if your boss comes in and slams the cabinets, that has nothing to do with you.
No.
But the inner child has to now, the subconscious inner child has to go and figure out a way to please that replacement mom or that replacement dad. And so 2 programs start to run simultaneously. The conscious, I'm not going to take this behavior they're displaying personally. And the subconscious, which is, oh Lord, be seen, not heard. How do I fix this thing that I didn't have anything to do with for that person so that that job runs like a well-oiled machine? It just keeps getting replaced year after year until you become aware of it.